Chainsaw Man has an MC that's just completely unlike the usual shonen protagonist, and everybody's already talked about that shit, so let's just take a different angle. So I recently watched Lord of the Beans with my friends, since we had just watched peak cinema like the Muppets movie and the first 30 seconds of Muppets Most Wanted, and needless to say, we wanted some quality content of similar caliber, and lo and behold, there she was, waiting to be watched. So we popped it in. The movie was boring, but we finished it, and we kind of slept on the main message and instead talked about how inaccurate it was to the real Lord of the Rings. But anyway, for those of y'all who don't know, which is probably most of you, VeggieTale movies always have a very clear theme that's kind of forced down your throat over and over and over and over and over again. And the theme of Lord of the Beans was about the importance of using a gift given by God himself for the greater good rather than for selfish means. This theme is really universal in media, and it's used super often, specifically in manga and anime, but it's also completely flipped on its head in other recent and well-known manga. So, the anime that kind of flips that thematic element on its head is kind of what got me, because the idea of, talking about a theme from VeggieTales and trying to compare it to something definitely not VeggieTales was kind of funny. So, of course, like any sane person, I took this really terrible idea and decided to dedicate a shitload of hours of my life to writing a script, recording, and editing a video about why Lord of the Beans' main message clashes with Denjis' philosophy from Chainsaw Man. Or just about Denji's philosophy. The VeggieTale bit kind of falls off after the themes, because it's fucking VeggieTales. How am I supposed to tie that shit back in? Denji is different, and we all know it. He's weird, he's wild, and he's endlessly selfish. His entire reason for living past the first few chapters is so he can live a normal life and experience the luxuries he never could as a child. And it's really that simple. So obviously, when Denji is gifted with incredible power by his dying dog, becoming the Chainsaw Man, he uses that power to do just what his dying dog wanted him to do. Live his life the way he wants to. This leads to a lot of weird, selfish, and just flat-out bad decisions. Other protagonists, in accordance to the VeggieTales theme, fuck, I can't say that with a straight face. Other shonen protagonists just use their power for the greater good. They help others with their power, and at worst, they do, neutral things that kind of don't fucking matter in the grand scheme of things. But the point is, they're never particularly selfish in a detrimental way, whereas Denji definitely is. He uses the gift he's been given by Dog himself to do whatever the hell he wants. If Denji wants to feel Makima's boobs, he'll use his power to do it, which creates a really interesting character that not everybody is meant to unanimously like. Denji ain't no Goku or Luffy, okay? Denji does what Denji wants, and people often don't like what Denji wants. Creating an MC that people may come to disagree with is definitely a risk, compared to creating an MC like Luffy or Goku that can be easily universally loved by a wide audience on the merit of their morals alone. But I think it works out in this case because it helps Chainsaw Man keep its character as an overall work intact. Denji is what makes Chainsaw Man special in a lot of ways. Chainsaw Man is chaotic in nature, and Denji's selfish motivations help keep the pace of the story just as chaotic as it needs to be at any given moment because his character motivations shift on the drop of a hat. A normal shonen protagonist tends to have a very steadfast and solid goal that can't be changed no matter what. Luffy needs to find the One Piece and loves his crew, and Goku fights people who are strong. I don't fucking know, I haven't read Dragon Ball. But the point is, they have a goal, a solid goal, that can't be changed no matter what, and no matter the foes they go against. Denji's more like, wow, I thought I'd feel something from touching Power's boobs, but I didn't. Weird. And then his motivations just shift based on that. He's literally a mentally unstable and horny 13-year-old who's trying to find himself. And he just happens to have, demonic powers that give him incredible abilities, making him perfect MC material, so, neat. The story moves a mile a minute effectively because of Denji. His selfish motivations push the plot forward and cause a wildly entertaining ride that's heavily pushed by his own selfishness. Without it, Chainsaw Man would just be kind of boring. Things would, just happen quickly, and their escalation wouldn't even be remotely as interesting or crazy. Without Denji, the pace would kind of just suck and not feel right. But that chaotic pace that's helped by Denji's character is sick and incredibly character rich. It's why I, and literally everybody else, fell in love with the series. It's really unique, and it's unlike anything else because of Denji, his reactions to the situation, and his motivations for reacting in those ways. So, VeggieTales. I think your message is great, and it should be followed for the most part, but, if you want to make a really interesting manga that's, getting an incredibly beautiful anime soon, maybe shed those beliefs for a bit and explore the darker side of humans, selfishness and all that other shit that's not important because I didn't really mention it in this video. Long story short, Denji rocks. He uses his gift for his own selfish purposes, only rarely showing signs of selflessness as his character develops. All in all, kind of makes me hate pretty much every single action he takes and every single motivation he has throughout pretty much all of Chainsaw Man, yet I still really love him as a character, which, weird, kind of like the series itself, actually. Check out the anime whenever it drops, it looks incredible, and also, keep an eye out for more characters that are like Denji in the future, because I think Denji is starting a revolution that could shift the way people write main characters. Just a bit though, it seems like it's effective, and it's making people really fall in love with the series, so just sleep with one eye open. And see if any other characters appear like that in the future, because I definitely think it's a possibility that more people will start writing characters like this since there's been so much success from Chainsaw Man. Anyways, I'll catch you later. Until next time.